Dear participants, once again welcome you all for the day session 3. It's indeed my great privilege to once again welcome Mr. Kalyan from Pantech e-learning. Welcome, sir,
Sir.
and I hand over the session to you. You can proceed with the session, sir.
Okay. So fine. Previous sessions. First of all, good afternoon, all of you. So previous sessions we had discussed about image restoration procedure, right? So here also some information is there regarding that, and we are continuing the session how we are able to do some classification methods and painting methods related to the medical images. So here I am continuing the session. So first of all, so here we are going to discuss about the contrast information. So here these are the results we can see. First, this is our image, medical image, right? We can take any one. So next I'm showing you the next terms. So here it's about purely contrast. So contrast means it's apart from the light adding process. Contrast means it's also what does that mean? Means we are adding constant information. So according to the pixels information, how much light information we need for that pixel, we are not taking that information. We are not considering that information. Simultaneously, we are adding one constant information to each and every pixel information. Okay, so that one we are saying as contrast. Okay, so that contrast here with the different variations we can see. So how to do this one means here I'm showing it to you. It's a simple program only, but the formula is important. So here as usual to import the packages we are using this callback function import cv2 and import numpy as np. Fine. So next we are going to read the image by using this imread variable. Sorry, imread keyword. So I am reading that 8.jpg image. Okay. So next here we are using one formula, gamma formula we will say generally. Okay. So here it is going to add some light information to all the pixels. So it is, we cannot say it's adaptive. Adaptive means according to the pixel information, it is going to add how much information we need, but here not like that. So it is adding directly. So how we are adding that information means, first of all, this is the default formula. It's a default formula to apply that. So here we can change these numerical values, not only 255, we can give 10, 20 like that also we can give. So it's about the how much information, how much light information we are adding to the pixels. Okay. So here first of all the gamma values we are considering as first value 0 0.1, 0 0.5, 1.2 and 2.2. So according to the pixels informations, this gamma informations it is going to add. So here why we are using this for loop means simply we can use yesterday I have told you about the int input keyword. Okay, so our float input keyword, like that also we can take, or else here without any permission from a user, directly I am applying. Directly I am applying for 0.1 and 0.5, 1.2 and 2.2, both four values we are applying. So here if you see the formula for gamma means, so we are using a for loop for gamma means for 0.1, here for 0.5, 1.2, like that it will apply simultaneously. First of all, so let me take for 0.1 just for one loop. Okay, so here np dot array 255 is multiplied and divided with this image. Okay, so here img means it's not only the entire image. For each and every pixel, for each and every pixel we are dividing by 255, and as well as afterwards we are multiplying with 255 for that particular value. For that particular value information, here we are giving exponential. We are giving exponential of gamma. So exponential means this one we are using double star. So here 2 double star 100 means is going to give the information here. So 2 to the power of 100. Okay, 2 to the power of 2, 16. So like that here also double star means exponential. So in our images, for each and every pixel, so here for each and every pixel we are going to give exponential value gamma. Okay, so here for example 25 is there, 25 to the power of 0.1. What is the small difference is there? That small difference information for each and every pixel it is going to apply. Okay, and afterwards, after converting this, after giving this exponential value for each and every pixel information, next that information we are storing in this gamma underscore character, whatever the user variable name. Afterwards, here if you see D type means it's about the data type. So here we are going to store that entire image information by 8-bit integer. Okay, so why we have to go with 8-bit integer? Clearly there is a reason I told you. In every image, the pixels information, it's maybe color or black and white, or else, sorry, not black, it's a color or grayscale image. Mostly for one pixel information we need 8 bits of information to store for one pixel. Well, for one pixel we need 8 bits of information, so mostly we will go through the integer 8 type only. Okay, fine. So the output came, the result came. Okay, so the gamma corrected according to the formula. Next here we are going to save that image. We can use here simply cv2.imshow also. cv2.imshow also we can use. Okay, so here instead of that I am saving. For that I am using imwrite keyword. So here cv2.imwrite. So first of all we have to give the string name. Here we are going to save multiple images. Okay, so simultaneously we have to save for 0.1 and 0.5, 1.2, 2.2. So here if you want to add extra also, like I want to add some higher contrast information, then you can go with 2.5 also. I need more, or else I need exactly 0.25, like that also you can add here by giving comma. Okay, so fine. So here each and every image is going to store in the loop. So for that we have to give the information. For imwrite, generally we will give first of all what is the image name and the extension. Next which array value we have to store, that information will give syntax. But here we are making some small changes. Why? Because it's in a for loop now. So here according to condition we have to give the name. Fine. So here we are giving the name like string gamma, means according to this gamma information, whether it's 0.1 0.5 1.2, whatever the input here it is taking. So here gamma transformed 0.1 in a string format it will take. Actually 0.1 is a float, right? To convert into string we will use this keyword. Okay, gamma transformed to 0.1. Okay, so next .jpg is the extension. It's not a string, it is the extension of some files, particularly for the images. Okay, so .jpg. So here whatever the gamma value we are giving, according to the gamma value it is going to change the name also whenever it is saving. Okay, So here we can see all the outputs for 0.1, 0.5, 1.2 and 2.2. So here it's our original input 0.1, 0.5, 1.2 and 2.2. Okay, so here you can take any another medical image according to your requirements. So on that we can we can apply these things. Okay, fine. So another thing also is there, that is log based. So here we are saying as log transformed. So here why we have to use log transform means gamma means generally we will use exponential formula. So log based means we know already. So here whatever the information we are giving, it is going to convert into e to the power of information. That is also we can say that exponential values. Okay, so for that information we are using log. So here to apply this formula, here find some reasons is there. Hello sir. Fine. So here to apply this log formula, here we are using this information. So np dot. So by using the numpy package, we are able to generate one log formula also. Not only arrays values. Voice is breaking up. Fine. I'm putting my mic very near to my mouth. And just 1 minute. Yes, is my voice clear right now? Fine.
Yes, sir, it's clear. You can proceed, sir.
Sir. There's some external noise is there. Just I closed my doors. Fine. So here to apply this formula, we are using this log transformations. Fine. So here we can give this image. So here I'm going with another image. So this one images.jpg. So I'll show you the execution first. So here why I'm showing with this one means this log transformations is not available for all type of images, particularly in the medical. Okay, so we are able to go with the color or black and white or grayscale. It's not a problem. It will add that information. But for such cases like this, for particular images information here.
Sir, may I interrupt you? I have one query. Just now you said that some of the transformations are not available for medical images. Yes, sir.
Yes.
My professor from IIT also, he used to tell us that don't use such kind of enhancing techniques for the medical images. So can you just give us the major transformations which we can do for the medical images, because doctors they do not touch the enhanced images like processed images the way he used to tell us. So just please give us in brief that which type of transformations are safe cheap to use for the medical processing, image processing.
Fine.
I hope, yeah. And please elaborate that techniques in detail, little bit more detail, so that the results should be accepted in journal proceedings.
Okay. So fine.
Thank you.
So first of all, one question: for which medical images, which things will we can apply, which will support, which transform will support asking na? So here, first point, we cannot differentiate like that. Okay. So why? Because I'm saying na. So for some particular formulas, for this log type of formulas only, it sometimes we need only color image or grayscale image we need. For generally we do this contrast enhancement previously. Gamma will support for all types of images transformations. I have checked. And another thing, yesterday also I told you about that brightness information. That one also will support. Each and every image will support. Okay. And here, whenever we are going through this exponential values information, so like this log based informations and integration differentiation based formulas, I am saying about the particularly formulas. In such cases the medical images pixels will be different. It's not about only MRI or this microscopic images. So it's about all the things, particularly about the formulas. Whenever we are applying these log transformations and another integration differentiation, I'm saying na, particularly in that cases, it will give some errors. The for the mathematical calculations, it won't support. Okay, the first point, it's about that. And
Yes,
next
sir.
thing, yes,
Yes, sir.
okay,
Truly said. Yes, sir.
yeah. Just I done executed the coding, so that's why I'm able to say it clearly. So, and the next reason also is there. That one is about the shape. Shape means I'm talking about the particular size, how many rows and how many columns is there, and particularly how many planes is there, like this color or black and white, this information also. So here we have to consider the size information also. So why? Because sometimes we will take particular 256 rows and 256 columns particularly. Okay, so here in that case, here I have not used any resizer method. So that's why pre-processing also very important whenever we are applying any technique before that. So here it's a small applications we are discussing, but whenever we are going to write very big journals like that, very applications, if you are going means we have to take care of each and every step very clearly we have to go. So it's just for example, and pre-processing also very important, whether we are converting the image into gray like that. So if we are converting this image into gray, it may support. Okay. So, and one more thing, if you see here, up to these microscopic images, so that's why I'm saying about this example, we are able to see clear results here. So here we can say these are damaged cells, these colors in the under the microscopic images. So here by using these log transformations in that particular image, we are able to observe clearly. So for this type of log transformed image, if we are applying converting into black and white and finding the edges information, it will give more clear information about these transforms, the damaged cells. Okay. So here another thing you said, explain detailedly about that. So here whenever we are going through this contrast enhancement and these things, we have to know clearly about the mathematical formulas. So we have to take a note for each and every line of mathematical formula, and we have to write some formulas in paper. In that case, we can go with a brief thing. And if you want to say clearly means, here we can see. So that's what here, by using the NumPy package, we can say it's a computing library for Python. It's a pure computing library for Python. Okay. So here, by using that NumPy, we are now able to generate the log transformations also. So we can generate array values and we can generate log transformations also. Here, np.log. So here generally log means base 10 it will take for each and everything. So base 10 it will take generally. So here log with base 10. Here we are going to add some information. So here what is the formula to find out the particular constant value? Okay. So here np.log plus np.max. So here what is the meaning means, in our input image, which value is maximum? For example, we may have 255 or 230 according to the requirement. That average maximum value we are going to add with 1, and that information, particularly that information, is divided by 255. So it's a detailed formula. Okay. So here why we have to use the log transformations? Generally, if maximum value means 250, just for example, to one we are adding means 251. Okay, fine. So here log means it will create the exponential values. Okay, so e to the power of minus 1.21, like that. Some exponential values it will give. So here come ultimately the constant value will come in negative values. Okay, so by using this information, negative information, we are applying to our image simply. Okay, so here we can see np.array log transformed data type use integer. Okay, 8. So here by applying this formula to the particular input image, we are able to get this log transform. Means here what we are doing means, by applying some negative values, we are changing the pixels information. So here because of that, if you see here, this magenta, we will say this clearly, magenta or pink color related information is there. Now it is transformed through the green colors, like that. So here like this, so many transformations is there. So not only this gamma function and log and beta functions, like that, so many transformations is there. So here particularly we will use for medical images, we will use alpha, beta and this log transform based, apart from all. So whenever, if you want to say clearly means, again, whenever you are going to work particularly with medical images, in that case, please consider if you are using log or integration differentiation, it's that for that formulas, we have to go with the pre-processing methods like grayscale conversion and another one resizing. Resizing also important. Fine. So here I'll go through the next, I'll give 8 also for. So here, if you think this is a grayscale image, it's wrong. Why? Because it's looking like a grayscale format, means only light based information is there. Okay, about the output I will say afterwards. Fine. So if we are thinking it's a MRI images or grayscale images, so we can say, just for examples, how grayscale will look means, we can say like this scanning processors, MRI and CT scanning, X-rays is there now. That is an example for grayscale images. We can say, just for example, how it will look like. But whenever the information is going to store, it is going to store in color format only, .jpg functions only. Okay. So here, that's why it is not supporting. So whenever you take considering this MRI or CT scanning images also, don't think it's a grayscale image. We have to convert it by using the, yesterday I showed you, I think, cv2.cvt color convert bgr to the syntax is there na? We have to convert it by using that keyword. Okay, in that case only it will store the pixels information with one channel, one value. Okay, and here if you see about this output means in this images we are able to find out this tumor part some little bit clear. Okay, and if we are changing this log transformed constant value information, so here I am applying 1 now. Here if we are changing 0.1 or 0.2, in such case it will give with a different thing. So here one more thing, we are having more light information for means we can say it's a white color, more white color is there in the middle, so it is going to convert into black. So here to find out the damaged cells and a particular affected part in the medical images, we will use very important thing, this transformations we will use mostly. Okay, and of course in x-rays also bone fractured images will be there. So in that case we are not able to see, as a human also we are not able to see clearly, means for first time itself by analyzing it deeply we are able to see it, the cracked part clearly, the cracked part we are able to see. So here also we can use, but not by this simple transformations. If you want to analyze, that particular minute informations of that crack, we have to use compulsory any deep learning or machine learning application. In that case only the machine can understand clarity of that image. By using these transformations we cannot show the perfect results. Okay, we have to go with any another applications for that. Fine. So here these are the two general transformations we will use for the medical images. Fine. It's not only about the restoration process, it's about the applications in medical images. Okay, so fine. Next here another process is there, it's about the painting to the image. So painting or cartoon, we can say that information you can see here for this. So for this image, or else we can go with 8.jpg also. So here you can see. So especially this system we will use to find out the nerves and veins in our body. Okay, so here how to find out this information means here this is about the classes and objects of the Python. So it is about the effects which we have to do. So it's all about the filtering process only. So before going to this coding part, here we will discuss about this. Okay, so here particularly in Python, it's we know this one already, it's a object oriented programming. Okay, so here to define separately one block, okay, to define separately one block, here we are using this keyword def. Okay, so if you want to find out the keywords in Python means so just a minute. So if you want to find out the keywords, whatever the keywords we are having particularly related to Python means, here we can use one thing. So here import keyword we can say. Okay, so then we are printing print keyword dot. So here from this package, from this keyword package, we are using this keyword. Okay, kwlist. Okay, so here false, none, true, and as, assert, break, class, these are all inbuilt keywords. For each and every inbuilt keyword, individual advantage is there. So individual predefined commands will be there. So whenever we are using this one, what is the output? So like that, predefined information is there already. Okay. So here like that, DEF is also one of the inbuilt keyword, particularly in Python. So why we will use this DEF keyword clearly means, so here to separate clearly one object, so one function, one, or else we can say simply one block, to generate one block separately. Okay, so here class is nothing but it's a ultimate thing. So in classes we are able to define the functions. Okay, so find here class we are saying as cartoonizer. It's just a name. So whatever we are seeing the blue colors, particularly here, it's about, we can say names. So here for these names, this entire information, this downside entire information is going to store by using this class keyword. Okay, so here we are giving one thing. It's about the like introduction. It's like some introduction about the this cartoonizing. So here what we are doing means, final output for our input image means it's about the cartoonizing. Okay, so cartoonizing means it's about the filtering process. Here for that cartoonizing process we are using bilateral filter and next adaptive thresholding process to affect this to give this cartoon effect. Okay, so how we are going to do that one means, here we can see. So here we are going to create one separate block. So in this name we are giving render. So we are, as usual, after this entire classes and definitions, as usual, we are going to start with the image reading process, right? So here cv2.imwrite is the keyword to take the information, and I told you now we are able to read the information through directory, or else we can store the information in our same path also. In that case, we don't want to give the directory. Okay, so here after giving that information, here we are doing the pre-processing method for resizing. So here why we have to, and one thing we can raise question, when we have to do resize and when we have to do the conversion, like that means it will depend upon purely application. So here we know, so we have, whenever we are studying to apply the cartoon effect, we need bilateral filter and another thresholding process, which is nothing but converting into zeros and ones. That information we need already, like that we are saying. So according to our requirement, here whether resize is need or not, we have to know. And it, but another thing, it's particularly depend upon the images also. So here we don't know exactly about the input image size. For that purpose, we are resizing here up to the 550 width and 500 height. Okay, so it will help, this particular size will help to apply this bilateral filter and all. Okay, so here after resizing it, we are going to show that input image. So next here, it's about the parameter values of the bilateral filters. So here where we are using this down samples and bilateral filters, here we can see. So it's it's about the step 1 process. So here what we are doing means, first of all, whatever the color information is there, image RGB, the variable name, we are equating to the image color. So we can use any name. So next we are using for loop. Okay, for underscope in range means this underscope value is going to apply for this entire image according to this down samples. Okay, so simply this down samples information is going to apply for our image. So 2. So here we are using one keyword to apply this one, that is cv2 dot this pyr down. Okay, so what is this one means, we can say it's a pyramid down. So here what is the concept means, this information, this two information, it is going to add in our color image in a pyramid format. Okay, so it will give one Gaussian effect. Gaussian means we can say it's about some blurriness. Okay, so afterwards, here we are applying next to bilateral filter. So here the keyword, if you observe, so again I'm saying whatever the formulas and functions like these loops, whatever we have taken, we can understand the structure, but here it's very important about the keywords. It's a pyramid down and bilateral filter like that is there, huh? So it's very important. Here bilateral filter means it's one of the high pass filter. Okay, it's one of the high pass filter. By using this bilateral filter keyword, we are going to apply this information for our input image color. Okay, so next here these are the parameters. So here it is going to take parameters like size first of all. So here you can study this one, and here what is that one it is saying means it cannot apply the entire image at a time. So by taking small filters, small kernel values, it is going to apply and here in particularly in this bilateral filter, same formula we are using. What it is saying means generally we will go with the 3x3 kernels information like that. No? So here we are taking one large filtering process, that is 9x9 kernels. Okay, so in this 550 rows and 550 width and 500 height, in this entire array matrix, it is going to collect that 9x9 matrix information. And next, this 7 is about the parameter value. So what is this parameter value means? Here based upon this one parameter only, it is going to apply the bilateral filter for each and every pixel information. Okay, so here we can change this information to like 1 2 3 4 like 10 11 also we can change, but here it's about the effectiveness of the filtering process. Generally we can take in between 0 to 10 only, more than that and all we cannot take. Why? Because it will depend upon the image particularly. So generally 10 is more than enough. But and one more thing, by changing this information to 8 or 9, so the filtering process is applicable for more efficiency means yes, it will apply the filtering process more efficiency only, but that it is very little bit, very minute changes will be there. So that's why I'm saying according to our image requirement, we have to go with this parameter values. Okay, so here afterwards, next this downsamples information. Downsamples information, it's a numerical value. Okay, so that information we are going to take from up, pyramid up. So here it is going to divide the channels information. Okay, by dividing the channels information, here how we can take this thing means, so in a matrix we can say like lower values and upper values, like that we can consider here pyramid up and pyramid down means. Okay, so by applying for both pyramid up and down, so here we are collecting this image color information. Okay, so after applying, it's all about the filtering process only. Okay, so by applying this bilateral filtering process, so we can apply some blurriness, little bit blurriness on the image. Okay, with color image only, little bit blurriness we can apply. So next here what we are doing means we are converting that image into grayscale. So why we have to convert into grayscale compulsory means, so here we have to convert the information into threshold, right? So that's why here we are applying we are converting into grayscale. Okay, so after converting into grayscale, so again one information, median blur. So it's a minute information, very less blurriness information. That information we are applying, okay, for our image gray particularly. Next, as usual, so here this one is about the adaptive thresholding process. Adaptive threshold means we know according to the image, in the input image, it will take one automatic new minimum value. Here I am giving the maximum value as 255. Okay, so here 255 is the maximum, and minimum will take according to the information of this blurriness. Okay, so by converting that information into edges format. So here you can see like this. Next, we are going to show that input image, and we are going to write that one. Okay, so here image color dot shape. This image color is not about this image, it is about the original input image, this image. Okay, so that input image information here we are going to show. Okay, here some questions is there. Please repeat the 255 formula. C is equals to. Fine. Next to say about DCOM image format. Fine. So before that, I will complete this one. So it's a cordoning part of the image. So again, I'm saying we are able to find out the noise system. The connecting points is there, no? That noise system and the winds system clearly we are able to observe. Fine. So here that information, here what we are doing means simple thing, color image we are taking. By taking that color image, we are going to multiply with this black and white image. Okay, by black and white image means it is containing either 0 or 1. Okay, so here we are going to multiply that information. It is about the grayscale image information. Okay, so that grayscale image information, before going to save it by this buildout.jpg, we are using this cv2.bitwise underscore and, means we are multiplying the color image information and the edges information. Because of this one, we are able to get this type of output. So if you see the output means here it's clear about the noise. Fine. So please send all these Python programmings to the Google Classroom. Not able to download. Yes,
You
sir.
can proceed, sir. You can proceed.
No, sir. Just why I'm questioning means whatever they're asking, I have to give the reply. So that's fair. And another one application is there that I will complete it compulsory. We have much time. Yeah, this information I'll share it to you about already the yesterday's information also I said already. I got you. You got it already, I think so. Fine. So here we have to know this information compulsory. And so for that I'll give you one example. So here and is nothing but about the multiplication, we can say one type of multiplication process, we can say. So here what is this means? It's a, we can say it's a logical operator. So here and means whenever we are giving two applications as true, in that case the output will come true. Otherwise, if any of the information is wrong, in that case it will give false. Simply we can understand 1 into 1 means 1, 1 into 0 or 0 in this particularly about this images I'm saying. Okay, so here why we are going to multiply this edges information with color image. So what is the advantage we are having because of this one means? So here where we are having this adapter to show. Oh, so here so here you can see. So it's about the edge information. So here if you see these two images, we are having only black and white. Either 0 or 1 will be there in this image. This is about our regular input image. So here each and bitwise and is there. If you search in the coding, bitwise and is there. Bitwise and means okay, each and every pixel information it is going to multiply. Bit is means nothing but for each and every pixel it is going to do multiplication. So here wherever we are having this information, once information, it will represent as it is, and remaining information will become null. So that information we are saying as build out information. Okay, so here this information is going to find out the nervous system properly. So next we are going to we have to find out the cartoon version, right? So here to apply this cartoon version, here this cartoonizer, that entire class information, this entire program, we are going to save in this TEMP canvas, some variable is there. Okay, so file name screen.png. So here next here this TMP canvas dot render. So here what we are doing means this entire cartoonizer information, we are going to apply out to our original image again. So for this build out image we can say, okay, again this built out image we are going to apply to our original image. So in this case we can see more filtered, more cartoonized image. So that one the output will be here. Fine. So here someone asked about that DCOM image extension. So here it's about the images format. I told you already. Fine. So here depending upon the which type of editing we are applying on the image. So what type of editing we are doing, based upon that information the extensions will come. So here this DCIOM or DICOM particular image type of extension is there. So this type of images generally we are going to save whenever we are applying the MRI, magnetic resonance images. Okay, so here it's about the signals processing. What we are doing means by sending some particular signals information to our images, we are going to grab our brain or entire body. We can say that one as blood floating information. Okay, that blood floating information we are able to capture. We are able to capture. Capture means we are able to collect in the pixels values. Okay, so by collecting that pixels information, we are going to save that information into one digital image format. In that case, it is going to store with DICOM or DCOM particular images file formats. Okay, so it's generally we will use this one in the scanning process, X-ray or MRI scanning. We will say ultrasound scanning also is there. So for that medical images, we use this one. So as I told you, so based upon the editing process, it will be there. So how we are going to grab the pixels information, based upon that process, extensions will come. Fine. So next another thing is there, the major application. So here we are going to discuss about the classification methods. Okay. So classification method here. So these are the brain tumor images for testing and training. So here, based upon this one, we are going to do classification. So this is the thing. So here to apply this type of thing, we are using this necessary packages. So CV2, Matplotlib library, NumPy, SciPy, IMutils, Mahatos, Sklearn. So here for each and every package, individual advantage is there. CV2 means we know already about the images related, like to read and show the images we will use. Matplot means to plot the graphs, particularly to plot the graphs information we will use. So here NumPy means for the calculation, and next SciPy is there. SciPy means we can say scientific Python. So whenever we are using this deep formulas, okay, in that case we will use this scientific Python package. And next IMutils. IMutils package means it's about image utilizations package. We can say the full form is image utilizations. So simply, for example, if you want to resize and the conversion, by using CV2 we have done. By using this IMutils also we are able to do it. And what is the more some advanced versions is there in IMutils means to find out the edges information. So we are having some inbuilt package also in IMutils. Not only for the edges, for particular color information like that also we are using IMutils package. So clearly we can say about the characters directly. So like about the color and the shape information and light information in pixels like that. So next we are using another one, Sklearn. We can say this one as Sklearn or Scikit-learn package. So here, particularly in this package, we are having some deep learning and machine learning applications. Okay, so if you want to understand these clusters and neural networks, means we have to learn about the deep learning and machine learning concepts little bit. Okay, so in a simple manner, I will say. So first of all, cluster. So cluster means if we are giving one group of similarity. Okay, if we are given one group of similarity, so a mixture is there with different types of colors like that we can say. So like yellow is there, black is there, and blue color is there. One mixture is there, just for example. So whenever we are applying this clustering algorithm on that particular mixtured information, it is able to give the output as cluster 1, cluster 2, 3 like that. It is able to give the outputs. So here means it is going to differentiate the yellow color separately, black and blue color separately. That one we are saying as clusters. So based upon the similarities, it is going to find out the group of similarities. Okay, it will divide into group of similarities, the clustering process generally. So in this clustering process, we are having so many algorithms. In that two types we are uploading, k-means and k-means clustering and spectral clustering process. Okay, and next neural network system. So here neural networks means it's about the one type of algorithm where we are able to do the classification more accurately. Okay, so here in our concept, the data set we had collected, which is having like these 5 images. The first image, 5 images having, sorry, not having the tumor. Next remaining images having tumor parts. Okay, so in this project means we can say in this concept we are going to find out whether the images are affected or not. Simply it's affected or not, we are going to find out. Okay, so for this we are having so many mathematical formulas. In this little bit time we are not able to understand that entire clear formulas more clearly. So here after the session I will share this information compulsory for you. In a RAR file I will send it to you. Compulsory, the Arun sir is there now, I will send it to you. You are able to analyze it again and again. Okay, so here what is the concept means, whenever we are giving any particular MRI image or CT scanned image in brain, we are having any type. So any particular brain affected image or not affected image we are giving means it is able to do the classification. This this software, this application is going to do the give the classification result whether it's a normal image or abnormal image. Okay, so fine. And one more important thing here, very important, if we are using this ideally concept, we are software we are using means we have to download this matplotlib library, numpy and scipy, sklearn, imutils, and this mahatos. I forgot this mahatos we will use generally for the mathematical calculations only. It is a separate package to implement it in an easy manner. Okay, so here this particular mahatos package we will use to find out the feature extractions. Okay, so here for each and every package we have to import it, particularly when we are using ideally. Okay, so how to import it also I will tell to you. Fine, so here first I'll say one layout. So here what we are doing means we are dividing the program into two parts. One is a training session and another one is testing and classification. Okay, testing with classification. Like these two parts we can divide. So here first about the training na. So that one we can discuss. So here here so here I will go through the first onwards also, but to understand the structures I am saying in the middle. So here what we are doing means first of all we are going to take the entire data set information. In that data set information we are going to give the training process. What is training process means? It's converting the information into features simply. Okay, so fine. So here what I am doing means for IM in range. What IM means the variable, the image, simply we can say. So that images I am going to take from 1 to 10 images. Okay, so here from this dataset folder, I'm collecting 10 images just for sample. If you want to increase, we can increase like 1 to 15 also, 1 to 20 by adding some more images we can take here. How much dataset we need, we can take it. Fine. After collecting that information, so if you see here, os dot change directory. So here what is this means? By using a package OS, we are able to read the directory. Only directory means one particular location. Here we are not going to read any image and we are not going to read any particular data information. Just we are reading the directory only. Okay. So here by using this R and by giving this information. So here I am having the entire data set, all the 10 images information or 15 images, entire data set information in this folder. Okay. So here I had collected that information, the location information, and I had given here. Next, we are going to read that each and every image. cv2.imread string image. So here what we will do, generally we will give image name and the extension, right? So here the image name is going to update with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So for example, for the first time it will take 1. Okay. So here that 1.jpg image which is stored in this here 1.jpg. Okay. So that 1.jpg image it is going to take as an input. Fine. So for that particular input image here, so here we are going to take normal directory. So in the brain code. Okay. So next here we are going to apply the we want to find out the features for that. Okay. So how to find out the features for that means here we have to do some pre-processing methods and we have to apply this k-means clustering process. Okay. So here first we are applying the Gaussian blur effect and afterwards we are using the bilateral filtering process. Next, this filtering process also will comes under the pre-processing method only. Okay. So after that filtering process, next we are going to use this CVT color. Okay. So converting the color information into grayscale, it's also pre-processing method. Next here, that the grayscale image information we are going to store. So after storing that information here, we are finding the particular features information. So here, first of all, we are going to identify the shape of the input image. Shape means like this, how many rows and columns is there. So next here, we are adjusting the shape of that image. Okay. So here ROI1 dot shape dot 0. So here what is this 0 and 1 means? Here whenever we are using this square brackets and 0 means it's definitely we are calling some positions. One element we are calling through positions. So here shape means what is this? This is R is the 0th position, C is the 1 position. Okay. So here we are going to create a matrix, so which is having the same size of the input image according to the rows and columns information. So shape of rows and shape of columns information, we are going to reshape it. And here what is this condition? If p is equals to 1 means simply p means we can consider as planes also. Planes, channels, values, everything will be same. So for 1 pixel, how many values we are taking? That's it. So here we know that already it's a grayscale image. So grayscale image will store the pixel information as a 1 channel only. So if p is equals to 1, so if p is equals to 1 means if it is a grayscale image, in that case only we are reshaping. Okay. So if p is equals to naught, in that case it will go through here. Fine. So here by using this k-means, we are going to find out the clustering information. So here we are able to find out the clusters like 2, 4, 6 and 8, like even numbers we are able to find out. Okay, so here by applying this clustering, k-means clustering from the package, we for that particular ROI, whatever the information, image information we got. Okay, so we are going to find out the clusters with the 2-stage clusters. So here this is entire formula, and here how to find out the clusters means purely it will work on the thresholding process only. Clustering process will work on the thresholding process only. I think by changing that thresholding value from global thresholding to another minimum values thresholding, I showed you some outputs, how it is able to store with the different minimum and maximum thresholding values. So here also we are applying the same process. What we are doing means that thresholding levels algorithm will decide. Okay, so why algorithm will decide means, so generally the clusters output will give based upon the similarities of the input, right? So here, so to find out that similarities in our input image, the machine itself taking the clusterings. Okay, so for that first we have to convert the information into black and white image, and afterwards we have to apply this formulas. Here we are saying that one is segmentations. Clustering, we have another name, segmentation. So here some small difference is there about the clustering and segmentation. What is that one means? Segmentation is about taking the information, okay, in edges format we can say, or else collecting the information in edges format is nothing but segmentation. Means we are going to divide into part by part. One image we are going to divide into part by part. But clustering means it is also dividing the information into parts only, but that parts information it is going to divide based upon the similarity. Okay, so here after that, so here this is all about the segmentation collection only. For this is about for first clusters, and this is about the second cluster. Okay, so after collecting that information, we are going to find out the features. Okay, so features means it will take the information in decimals, floats values it will take. So here why we have to find out the features means, before going to do classification, the input images information we are having like 0 to 255 range, and according to the pixels information we are having more, means the according to the input image. Okay, so for example we are having 250 into 250, that much pixels information is there. So if I said compare the two images, for classification we have to compare the two images compulsory. So in this, whenever we are comparing, in that case it will give more complexity. Okay, in this case it will give more complexity, means it will take more time to compare and give the results, right? So for that purpose, if we are finding features, what is the advantage means, we are able to find out some particular information. For example, if we are having 250 rows and columns information, from that we are able to find out like from 5 to 10 pixels. Not it's not about the pixels, we cannot say, we can say it's a features. From that entire big array information, we are able to find out 5 to 10 features information, we are able to collect it. And that features information is very clear information about that input image. Okay, so here for each and every image it is able to find out each and every separate numerical values. Okay, so here for example where these two images looking like same little bit, just for example I'm saying. So in this case also, each and every features means it will collect the information in floats, 0 0.1.234 like that. The decimal points will be there generally. So here whenever we are matching these two, it is able to classify these two images also accurately. Okay, so here we are finding that info features, that features we are saying as GLCM features. Okay, so after finding out, here we are going to create IDs. We are going to create the IDs. Okay, so here how we are going to create the IDs means, here I am taking, for I is nothing but image, we can say if I is less than 30. So based upon this information, I had collected some ID numbers. Okay. After collecting the ID numbers, here we are storing that and we are printing it simply. Fine. So next it's about the simple classification. So here classification I'll say after. Next, after training that entire information to the particular features, next we are going to take input image, means our testing image, right? So how to take the testing image means, so here we can see in this particular folder we are taking images. Okay, but here this time cv2.imread, and here I am not giving like a string of one like two like that. Database means we have to train all the images, so that's why I'm taking all the images, right? And that if you observe, in a loop I had taken the training process, I had taken in a loop, means this information only it is going to apply for the first image up to this, and for the second, third, fourth, fifth, how many images is there, the entire images it is going to collect according to the for loop. But here for the testing we don't want to take 10 images, we will take one image for testing. So that's why here I'm giving one image. We can give any image, no issue. And here after giving that, so from where we had collected means the original directory is this frame. Next here we are showing that input image, and here a very important thing, how we have trained the entire 10 or 15 the entire database images. In the same manner we have to train the input image also. Why? Because so after that entire training process we are collecting the features, right? Features to do classification. So if we have found the training data set by using the GLCM features, fine. But the testing database, we have used another method to find out the features of the test images. We have used another method like LBP will be there, local binary patterns. It's also about the finding features of the input image. But if we have changed it like that, it is whenever we are applying the classification method, it is not applicable for the classification method. We have to use both as same training and testing, we have to use same features information. So here as it is, by taking the original input image for the testing, we are applying the same formulas what we have applied for the each and every image in training process. Okay. So here we can see it, the entire coding will be same. So here also we are collecting that information. So after collecting that information, next is a simple thing, the last one. it's about the printing, just printing. So here what we are doing means just we are doing comparison. For example, for KK1 in range from 0 to 10, okay, from 1 to 10 images, from 1 to 10 images, okay, if value is equals to db value KK1, means here value means it's about our input image value. Okay, so it's about our input image value, and this input image value is equating to database value of KK1. Here KK1 means, here you can see it's about the images in the database. So whenever the input image value is equated to the first image or second image or third, up to it will increment. Okay, so here KK1 is will start from 0. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 10 it will increment. We are given some range information. So here what is the thing means, the input image value for which frame or for which image is matched in database, whether it is matched with one value or two value or three or four five six up to 10. Okay, so where it is matched it is finding. Okay, so afterwards simple thing, if the value is matched less than or equals to 5, means I am giving one condition here. If it is matched with these database types, in that case I am saying print normal. Else means if it is not matched with this 5, means if it is matched with from 6 to 15 images, any image it is matched, I am saying this abnormal. Okay, so just simply I am training to the machine. I am training to the machine whether it's normal, print normal or abnormal, like that. It is following our instructions. That's it. Okay. So, but how we know it is not affected? This is affected means it's about collecting database. Okay. So whenever we are collecting the database, it will be there. Okay. So here 1 to 5 images are not affected. How they should know means by doing the experiments in real time. In the real time, by doing the real time MRI CT scanning, they will give the database. Okay, this image is affected, this image is not affected, this image having tumor, like that they will give. According to the medical terms, they will give the original database, the real time experimented original database they will give. So by taking that images, we are going to do the experiments here by using coding. Then so here we have one doubt. What is the advantage if you is there already, the output is there already, as a human it will be there, and why we have to say to the machine and why we have to get the output means it's not only for this. Okay, particularly if we are going with some advanced versions. In that case there is no need of doctor. So, for example, as a patient, if I went and I had taken one MRI scanning, the output results came. To find out the exact results, we have to go to the doctor compulsory. Okay, so in that case, what he is saying, we have to believe that one. But instead of that one, what we are doing means, whatever the MRI scanned image is there, that image we are giving to the machine directly. So in that case, if we have trained the image very properly by using the more algorithms, by deep learning and machine learning and this clustering process methodologies, by if we have trained more properly, if we are getting 95 to 99% accurate results, in that case why we have to go to the machine, humans, why we have to depend upon the humans? By giving the information to machine itself, we can get the results. So if I had got headache, if I taken the MRI brain scanning, so here I will give that image. By taking that image information, I will give it here to the machine. I will give for the by using the Python language. In that case, it will give whether it is affected or not affected simply. Okay, but it's a sample code, or we can say it's a starting processor. It's a starting processor to find out this information. And here I'll run the code. Here I'm giving 8.jpg. So it has to give the result as abnormal generally. So here we can see the abnormal results. So what is this results means? It's about I told you na GLCM features. So it will give the results in exponential values. Means entire images informations it is going to store in this 9 by 9 or else this ultimate results. By doing averaging or adding, we can see the ultimate output results. So here this is the result for 8th image. 10, 9, 8. 8 image result is this one. So whether it is matched for this image accurately, in this case here it will give abnormal image. Okay, so it's about our test image. This result is our test image. Okay, this test image is going to compare with all the 10 images or 15 images information. So where it is matched means it is matched here. Okay, in the data set it is matched here. So the result is giving us abnormal according to our condition. Okay, so fine. So here if whenever we are executing this coding, if it is asked no module named Mahatos, no module named sklearn means I told you I think already we have to do pip installation. Whenever we are going through ideally particularly we have to do pip installation. And this pip space install space SkyPy, pip space install space sklearn, pip space install space imutils we can use generally. Okay, but whenever we are going through this Mahatos, okay, we have to download this package from internet. Okay, so how we are able to download that information, I'll show it to you. So here we have to go with the Python unofficial packages. Okay, so if you this ifd.uci this education is there na? So this one is the website which will give the extensions of Python library functions extensions. Okay, so particularly for Windows. Okay, so here these are all unofficial packages only. So many things is there. So from that once you search Control F and give here this one Mahatos we have to download, right? If you press enter means directly it will show the location. Okay, so here you can see. So which version of Python we have installed? According to that version of Python, we are able to download the file. So here I am using 3.6 version Python, and here I'm using 64-bit operating system Windows. If you are using Windows 32, you can take this one. And here about version 27 or 34 or 35 or 36. Here I'm using 36, so we have to download this one. I have downloaded this one already. Fine. So here after downloading that one, so here after downloading that Mahatos package information, just copy the file and go to the local disk C users, and about the pip installation scripts files will be there, na? That one. So app data, local, and programs, Python, and here we have to go to scripts. Okay, and whatever the .whl. So here .whl means it is a Python extension about the packages. Okay, all the extensions packages will store with .whl only. Okay, so instead of doing pip install Mahatos, what we are doing means we are directly copying and pasting that information here in the scripts itself. Okay, and after pasting that here in the scripts, once we have to install it, just for refresh purpose like that, we have to install it once again. Okay, so here we have to copy that entire name with the .whl file itself. Okay, next we have to go to the command prompt and we have to do this thing, pip space install space, and we have to give the name and enter. So by giving the entire name according to the versions clearly, it will install the Mahatos package simply. Okay, afterwards only we are able to execute this coding. And remaining things I'm saying now, it's a simple thing. Pip install sklearn, pip install imutils, pip install scipy, like that we can do. Pip install matplotlib also we can do generally. This Mahatos only was some difference is there. So that's why I'm showing the how to install that package. Okay, so based upon this information, features information, we are going to do the classification. Okay, so fine, this is about the classification example, and we have discussed about the cottoning process, which is able to find out the nervous system in our brain or any entire medical images. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can post it in the chat box so that speaker can address the queries.
That's what I'm saying, sir. So someone is asking feedback link. Definitely will get in chat box. Is there any recent parameters other than PSNR MSC parameters? Yes, we are having more than a PSNR and that values. We are having more parameters is there. We can say recall function and some names is there. Confusion metrics like that. Some another parameters is there. So we can do that. We will say that one generally as validation method. So to find out the accuracy, we will use that one, like specificity and sensitivity, accuracy, precision, recall, like that will be there. MSC, root mean square error, RMSE, we are having more values is there. According to the formulas, it will find out that one. Sir, your contact number, your sessions is very useful to real-time implementation. Mention some good MRI data sets. Sorry, I cannot share my personal number. Why? Because I cannot share that one. If you need any doubt, means you can contact Pantech. We will help you compulsory. Mention some good MRI data set. Yeah, it's a big question. See, generally any data set we need means we can go through Kaggle. One official website is there, Kaggle. So Arun sir shared, I think, that feedback link. You can go through that. Okay, so here about the data set I'm saying. So Kaggle will be there, Kaggle. Okay, and apart from that, any another website is there means we don't have any particular websites. In this website, we are having all the data sets like that. We don't have any particular thing, but one information is there. We are able to search like generally like images dataset, MRI dataset like that. We can search in Google, particularly for medical images like this. He shared. Thank you, Brunda Paul. So here this one also TCII is having for all the medical images, all the data sets we are having means not like that. Something according to some experiments only we are having the data sets. So here we have to search it in online, we have to find it. That's it only. We don't have any particular website.
Sir, DRATS dataset is there, and they are always organizing competitions for brain tumor analysis. So
Oh,
every year they take one competition for MRI data analysis, and they have a huge prize for it. So if the participants wish to take the data set, they can take it from DRATS. Yes, sir.
oh, it's
Sir,
particularly related to medical and
yes,
brain
yes.
tumor.
It is related to only brain tumor. Means,
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for your information, ma'am.
yes, every year they are taking the challenge. Challenge will be posted on the site, and they give time for working on it. And IIT people's, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, they are working on it. They take the challenges, I think.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, fine.
thank you.
Really, thank you for.
Very much, sir. Your session was very elaborative and explanative. Thank you very much. I like it
Oh,
very much.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much. You're welcome.
And thank you, Kalyan sir. Thank you for your valuable presence once again on behalf of Manipal Institute of Technology. It's indeed my great privilege to thank you for accepting our invitation and sharing your information, knowledge with our participants. Really, many participants would have had a very good hands-on experience how the programming is done with respect to OpenCV. Thank you for your valuable presence once again, sir.
Okay,
And
sir. Fine.
dear participants, the feedback link is posted in the chat box. Please do fill the feedback form, and we will end the session now. Thank you all. Tomorrow we will join us back by 9:30 a.m.
Okay, sir. So every information